Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny Sunday morning, June 9th, 2024. It's 49 degrees here in northern Wisconsin, and I'm on my way to a pretty local estate auction. I don't get these very close to home. I usually have to travel at least an hour or more. This is great. This is really close. I think I know who this guy was just by reputation. I never met him, I don't think. He's a Streetrodder. He passed, and they're liquidating the estate. He's got some Streetrod stuff. He's got a 1919 Overland turned Streetrod. It's all blacked out, real stealthy looking. Pretty cool from the pictures. I don't know a lot more than that. The description said there was a lot of car memorabilia. There were only 8 or 9 pictures, so that part is kind of sketchy, but it's so close to home and it's right up my alley. So yeah, jump in, let's go. We'll be there shortly. Yeah, it sure is beautiful out here. Look at that little cutie pie. A small black Chevy. It's a nice little drop leaf. That's pretty cool. Cool old candlestick phone.
I'm working. What do you think?
That's an old Harley Davidson. It's wool. Wool with leather sleeves, Letterman style. I'd like to buy that if it gets somewhere in the neighborhood of affordable. Well, those are really old. I'll bet those are 100 years old. Look like lithos from the 20s. Wow, that's a JCPenney leather coat. That's really old. Vintage. Nice Coleman, nice cowbell. Those tackle boxes are not incredibly loaded up. I probably wouldn't be interested in those. Wow, pretty good assortment. Let's see, I have a lot of these. I do not have a one-lane bridge. That's a rare sign. How many one-lane bridges do you know of? Is that a car door piece? I kind of like the landfill sign too. Look at that. I wonder if that's real. I have most of it. I don't have a US 10. Pretty cool. I like the Camaro SS tag.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, there's some cool stuff in here for sure. Another Indigo landfill. Another old candlestick phone. Oh, it's a part. I like all those little pictures on the wall. Those are pretty cool. More tags. Yeah. I want to bid on stuff in here, for sure.
That's really unusual. That's cool.
Meter maid.
Wow, look at those lockers. How cool is that? Pretty cool. It's quite the little shop he had here.
Looks like a bunch of square body Chevy truck parts.
Chevy tailgate.
I see fenders, tailgate. What a gorgeous morning. So this must be the truck chassis that they advertised that he had made a roller and had almost all the parts here to finish the truck. Not really sure what he was building. Didn't say.
Yeah, a real nice start on this. Oh, it's a diesel. That looks like a Cummins. Interesting. I wonder who he was making. Some cool center caps.
Those are good.
All this RC stuff. Man, he had the backyard for playing with RC planes. Look at this. Nice, right?
A lot of embroidery going on there. Embroidery equals sold. So does vintage leather.
It doesn't feel like leather. %100% leather. Awesome. Good clothing here. Oh yeah. Those things are actually pretty popular now.
Cool.
A pair of greasy shop overalls. Pretty cool. How rusty is it? Oh, it's pretty good.
Trent, do you have 1 minute? Trent? Hey, Trent. Trent, just 1 minute, please.
I like he's got a spark plug for the perch. That's really cute.
Well, how's bidding going on the other one? Good? I'm out on so many things. I didn't. They bring him, show them guns for Dan.
I'm not really a gun guy, but if they go cheap,
Oh, really?
I might have to jump in.
1022 with the scope of that 215.
but probably won't happen.
The 700 Weatherby? Yeah.
People are starting to file in now. It's still pretty early. I get here way early, so I get a good parking spot.
1750, 1750, 17 and a half, and 2,000, I'll make it 2 mega, 22 and a half. What give me 22 and a half, 22 and a half, 22 and a half. Try it now, 25. What give me 25, and give me 25, 22 and a half, 25. What give me 25, 25, and now 27 and a half, 27.50, 27 and a half, and 25 and 7 and a half, 27, now 3. What give me 3, what give me 3, I get 27 and a half and 3, but give me 3. How about 28? I'll take it the hard way, 28. 28, did you say 28? What do you think of 28? And 28, thank you anyway, but give me 28. Right over here, 2,700. Buyer number 463. Lead the way. We have a Wisconsin title here for it. Yes. All right, you can shut it down. Shut it down, leave the key right in it. Right there, guys. Right there, the white joy. And what am I going to get for right there to you? And what am I going to get for right there? How about 25,000? What am I going to 25? It's 25, 25, 25, 25,000, 25, 25. It's 25, 25, 25. How about 20,000? Who said 20? It's 20, 20, 20, 20. How about 15? Well, let's go bid. 15,000 here. Who said 15? 10,000. Thank you. Now 15. It's 10, 15, 10, 15. It's 10, 15, 10, 15. 15,000, 15,000, 15. Okay, 12,500. It's 12,500. It's 12,500. 12,500. 12,500. It's 12,500. 12,500. It's 12,500. 12,500. 12,500. 12,500. It's 12,500. 12,500. 12,500. 12,500. 12,500. It's 12,500. 12,500. How about 11? 11. We'll let you all bid here. 11,000. 11,000. What about 11? 11,000. 11,000. 11, 12. 11, 12. 11, 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. A lot of time for the money here. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. Anybody want to bid? 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. 11, 5. And we sold it right there, $11,000. Number 449.
All right, so we made it back. Let's run through it. I want to move this stuff off because these are really big and heavy, and I'm pretty sure I'll knock the whole table over. All you guys know what a lava lamp is. This is I don't know what year this is. It does have an old style cord, and I haven't tried it yet. Hopefully it's okay. 4 vintage horseshoes for the game of horseshoes for $1. It's crazy. I mean, I typically get $25 to $35 for a set of these online. About as fast as I can post them. This is a killer buy. So yeah, it's a Coleman lantern, no great shakes. I buy so much Coleman stuff, it's crazy. But it has a really good following. But when I flipped it over and looked, it's 1958, 5/8. Look at the bottom of that thing. Look at the condition. I mean, the enamel isn't chipped, dented, dinged. The globe is good. 1958, it's 65 years old. And it's just in slamming perfect condition. I've got some in here from the 70s that don't shine like that. And it's just how it came out of the shop. Crazy. Really happy to have got that. So I never see these things go remotely affordable. And they have the typical issues. This is it's a Bakelite type material, and they're almost always chipped and broke. they do unscrew. I'm not going to force it, but these unscrew and you can buy replacements for them. But it's nice if they're original, you know. But to be in one place and for them to have two antique telephones, you can't believe how heavy this is. See this crank? I mean, there's coils and transformers. I'm not kidding. I bet you this thing probably weighs close to 30 pounds. It's oak. It's an oak dovetail cabinet that they build it on. And it's everything in it is just steel and just massively heavy. It's amazing we went from this to a little cell phone that takes movies and gets on the internet and all the things it can do. It's nothing short of remarkable. What a difference 100 years makes, right? So there's this one. And this one. This one, I think this must be older than this, I'm thinking. I don't know for sure. I would have to look it up. But this makes a whole lot more sense being steel than being this material. Or maybe they just realized these broke and they were just going to make one that was indestructible. This is a little smaller version. Maybe it is a little newer because things got smaller as they got newer. I mean, could you imagine trying to fit this in your pants pocket like a cell phone? I'm kidding. But not sure why this is unscrewed. Maybe they're doing some work to it. I have no idea. And there might be, you know, one of the bells. The bell on this one's external, so I'm not really sure. I'm going to guess and say this one really is older because it has a lot more electrical connections on the exterior of it. All right, so there's these two things, and these are, I was stoked to get them. I paid for the pair. I think I paid $35 for the pair. Typically in a wholesale situation, I don't see these go much under $75 to $100 typically. So that's a really good buy. You know, anytime you can get it far under the market, that's a good thing. So what this is an antique dresser topper, and these are handkerchief boxes, and it's oak, and it's really straight up, and you could actually anchor these permanent, and I've even seen some cases where it was brought to the back of the dresser, the mirror was removed, and then the mirror was put on top of this, and so the mirror would rest up on that. And just give a little more space, a couple more compartments. Back in the day. Very unusual to find it without the dresser and the rest of the stuff, but undeniably old and definitely unusual. So there's that. There were a few old implements. This is a really old grass fork, hay rake, whatever you want to call it. Pitchforks are typically 4 to 5 tine, not 3. So that's good shape too, man. Handle looks original the way it fits in, because this looks forged. This looks blacksmith forged to me. Pretty crazy. The things that we used to do for food and for our jobs. Another yesterday I bought so many Coleman and other type of camp stoves. Yeah, there was another one today. This was in really nice shape, original box, but it's pretty old. But I'll just add it to the collection of Coleman that I've going on a little. Wow. I don't know if you can see this. I'll lift it up. Look at the size of this sign. You can even see that in there. And I got these 2 antique pictures, and they look like a litho of a early watercolor. I can see there's a signature on there, but the glass is so dirty I can't get to it to read it. Frame's in really good shape. And of course these are a match set, so the frames are identical. Little boy playing with a pond boat. So I'll get these cleaned up. The frames are exceptional. I don't know if you can see the gold along the edges. Really good. Good stuff. I was there waiting for somebody to bid. They couldn't get a bid on it. So I threw in a reasonable bid. I don't want to hurt anybody, but you know, it is what it is. So inside the shop, remember when I walked through and you saw those license plates? There was a real lot of confusion as to how that was being sold. And it wasn't until the end that I realized that they were selling the whole wall and not selling individual plates, because he said, he started off going with individual plates, and well, he was like at $20. I'm like, I can't pay $20 for a license plate that I'm going to retail for $15, even though that's 1963. So there weren't a lot of really good ones. British Columbia, Wisconsin, oh no big deal. This one's kind of cool. Lac de Flambeau, Ojibwa Nation. So that'd be like a tribal tag from the reservation, one of the reservations, and another one from the Menominee Nation, from the Menominee Reservation, which is right around the corner from me. It's literally 3/4 of a mile down the road, the border of it. And Canadian Rockies. And that's like that's like a souvenir tag. And one from Washington State. And none of them are remarkably old. This one says 1983, but it was just kind of a weird one where it says ton mile on that. Like it must be some kind of a commercial plate. And then there's this steel cutout Hot Rod Garage. It was kind of cool. And then all these little pictures. It's just goofy stuff, you know, a bear sitting on the toilet. I like this one the most. It was, there's spider webs all over it. It's a Model A assembly line. It's an early Ford picture of the Ford plant with a whole line of Model A's going through on the, you know, and you saw the guy's car. I mean, he was clearly into that era of car. And it's pictures of him with the race car drivers, a vintage Mustang that he had, like a mid-60s Mustang. A Dale Earnhardt picture with Dale in the lawn, talking about road safety. And then, I don't know what this is about, but it was weird enough I had to buy them. There were all these little portraits of little boys picking their noses. I don't know. Look, I mean, I had to take the whole wall, and they didn't want me leaving anything behind. They said, you take one, take them all. Curly from the Three Stooges. It was just really weird. And then some more early breakdown of early cars. I thought these were interesting. Another one of the early picture of the Ford plant back in the day. So anyway, it was a good deal getting the whole wall from a reseller standpoint. Car stuff is, you know, as you guys know, it's top drawer as far as the inventory goes. So I almost never do this, but I think the whole crowd missed these late 60s Ford Mustang GT dog dish type cover hubcaps. And there's a full set of 4. I mean, I was a Ford guy for years. I think, wasn't it Torino or Grand Torino? One of those also had Torino GT. It had a Cobra jet engine in it, maybe. It also used these. I think those are the only 2 models. So I think I paid $10 for a matching set of 4. I see them on eBay going as little as $25 a piece, sometimes, you know, $100 a piece. Depends, I guess, how nice they are. And then these are just a set of 4 Ford center cabs, new in the packaging. So let me tell you what, car parts are such good inventory if you know exactly what it is. Car parts are a nightmare if you don't. because you can't just hold up a part and go, hey, here's a brake. Give me one, maybe. So probably you saw when I was walking around, there was some clothing that was laying around. This is from the TNN Motorsports Network. I saw a lot of vintage leather coats, and it's not like I'm out scouring this countryside for vintage leather coats, but when I come across them, I know there's a good market for that kind of stuff. And so they kind of got to the end of this pile. I mean, this is suede. It's good stuff. It's another one, another suede leather jacket. And they were struggling to get $5 for this pile of coats. So, I don't know what that is. Just a windbreaker. But yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna buy it. I bought a bunch more. I got a whole big box full of stuff. So, I suppose if you're watching this, you've seen American Pickers before. And I didn't know this. A lot of times when I watch that stuff, I think, well, they're just making TV. But some of the things that they talk about that they buy and sell, they're into old cars and stuff too. So they're constantly buying like old car jackets and coveralls and things like that. So one time, a couple of years ago, I tried that. Obviously the guy just came off the rack out of his shop. He just walked out there, put these on so he didn't beat his clothes to death. The first one I put up on eBay, and it sold like that. And I was like, really? So I bought this one. And it's not like every house you go to doesn't have some stuff like this. I can't remember the last time I saw something like this. But not all the auction companies would think to put this out for sale, and Renee's auction company thought of that, and I thought that was really brilliant. So I wasn't gonna not buy it, but I also don't want it to touch anything I want to keep because it's really dirty. So I likely won't keep everything here, but come on, man, Budweiser Racing. This pile of clothes was laid out real nice on a tarp on the grass. You can go back. You saw me film it. $5 for all of these. Now, it's like throwing money away to not get this stuff. Anything that's embroidered, people want to buy it online. They do. They just love this stuff. This stuff sells like crazy. Are you kidding me? It's just a bank windbreaker. Somebody will buy it. This is Arctic. Anything official Arctic wear? I don't know. I'll look at the condition of it. But if the condition's no good, I'll toss it. But I almost never do, because almost in any kind of condition, those people are so loyal to their brand, they just want to own it. Another Budweiser Racing. Maybe it was his and hers. Pretty great. I think that's a great haul. So there was like a whole outfit here. Leather pants. Nice shape too. I mean, slam in good condition. Leather hat. Belt. And a leather jacket. Padded up for motorcycle. This is from Street Legal. This is good stuff. Good heavy duty leathers with padding built in, sewn in. Elastic cuffs, zipped wrists. With a zip out lining. Tinsel it. It was a no-brainer. It was under $10. So yeah. I've found that one of my biggest categories now when eBay sends me my reports is clothing has come up. I've always had it for sale because, I'm doing a liquidation on a household. I don't care whose house it is, everybody's house, every single house you look at down the block, there's some cool stuff in those houses. There's cool stuff. There's stuff people want. So within those homes, you can find some pretty interesting vintage leather stuff. And I put it online, and it sells really well. So why wouldn't I, you know? But this one, because of their hot rodders, and hot rodders identify with their brand, they identify with racing, they identify with their tools, they define, you know, a lot of things define, you know, how they perceive the whole world of hot rodding. So it's an especially lucky place to end up if you sell this kind of stuff. That being said, brings me to the coolest piece today. This is really wacky. And get a little bit closer. It's really sharp. This is, best I can tell, it's the door off of a Dodge that's been blowtorched with the sheriff's emblem in them down by Stevens Point, Wisconsin, Portage County. It's filthy. It needs a wash. But yeah, the car was probably wrecked, as police cars often get wrecked. And once it was in the yard, somebody just took a cutting torch and cut that off the door. I've bought doors off of semis that were from a circus. I bought all kinds of doors that had like ancient writing on the door, you know, Tom's Garage, Dave's Bait, utility services, all that stuff. It sells incredibly well. I've never got a piece of a police car before that was blowtorched off in a junkyard. Pretty crazy find. Anyway, I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Thanks for coming along on this little adventure. And I got another sale coming up on Saturday, so stick with me and we'll go and do it again. Thanks a lot, you guys.